Every small comment, every tiny setback, if it gets under your skin, you're giving away your power. The truth is, the most confident and unshakable people don't have easier lives. They've simply mastered one skill, the ability to control how they react. Imagine walking through life completely calm, no overthinking, no emotional breakdowns, just full control over yourself. That's what this mindset is all about, learning to act as if nothing bothers you. Because when you master this one habit, no person, no event, and no circumstance will ever have power over you again. 1. Mastering the nothing bothers me mindset. Life is full of noise, people's opinions, daily frustrations, and endless problems. The world constantly throws distractions, criticisms, and obstacles in your path. But real strength doesn't come from fighting everything that bothers you. It comes from mastering the art of staying calm. Think of walking through a storm without losing your balance, without showing fear. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. It's about learning to separate your emotions from the outside world. When you let situations control your feelings, you become a puppet. But when you train your mind to stay calm and unmoved, you take back control. You become the master of your life. The world naturally respects those who stay calm in chaos. People trust and admire those who don't fall apart under pressure. When you embody this mindset, you carry silent power. You walk through life with presence and confidence that speaks louder than words. Think of great leaders and successful people throughout history. They didn't react to every insult or every problem. They moved with quiet control, as if they knew something others didn't. Their strength wasn't in fighting, it was in staying composed. That's the real power of indifference. 2. Controlling your emotions gives you power. Every great teacher, including Napoleon Hill, reminds us of one truth. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. If you constantly react with emotion, you lose control. But if you train your mind to stay steady, the world begins to follow your lead. Let's take an example. Imagine someone insults you in public. Most people would get angry or defend themselves. But if you just smile and walk away, you completely take away their power. They expected you to react, but when you don't, they lose control, not you. You walk away stronger, untouched, and undefeated. That silent dominance, the kind of control that few people understand, but everyone respects. The same rule applies to failure. Most people get frustrated and waste time feeling bad about what went wrong. But those who master this mindset treat failure as feedback, a lesson, a chance to adjust and grow. They don't let emotions hold them back. They simply learn, adapt, and move forward with confidence. 3. How to build this control. This level of calm doesn't come overnight. It takes daily training and self-awareness. Start with this simple habit. Pause before reacting. When something upsets you, stop for a second and ask yourself, does this really affect my future? Is this worth my energy or peace of mind? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Every time you choose not to react, you strengthen your mental armor. You become tougher, calmer, and harder to shake. Another powerful practice is visualization. Every day, imagine yourself as someone who stays calm no matter what. See yourself not flinching at insults, not losing focus under pressure. When you keep visualizing this version of yourself, your mind begins to believe it, and eventually you become it. 4. True power is silent. Let people wonder why you never get angry. Let them question how you stay so calm. Because when you show that nothing can shake you, you win without fighting. True power isn't about shouting or proving anything. It's about having such strong control over your emotions that you don't need to react. You command respect simply by being calm and focused. Remember, as Napoleon Hill taught, self-control is strength, and calmness is mastery. When you master your emotions, you master your life. And once you do, nothing and no one will ever have power over you again. Master emotional detachment, inspired by Napoleon Hill. Silence through an unshakable state of mind. Master this, and you master life. To stay calm when everything around you shakes, look at the strongest people you know. They don't react on impulse. They don't let their emotions take control. They pause, they think, and they respond with intention. This doesn't mean they don't feel emotions. They just learned how to master them. Emotional detachment isn't about becoming cold or lifeless. It's about choosing control over chaos. Picture this. You're in a heated argument, and the other person is trying to provoke you. Do you react and let their words steal your peace? Or do you stay calm, smiling silently, knowing their words mean nothing unless you give them power? That's what emotional detachment truly means, protecting your peace from external chaos. It's understanding that your inner world is sacred, untouchable, and completely yours. When you live this way, stress fades away, clarity rises, and life's challenges stop feeling like battles. They become puzzles to solve. Your mind creates your reality. Remember this truth: what you think, you attract. If you allow outside events to control your emotions, you become a prisoner of circumstance. But when you control your thoughts, you become the architect of your own destiny. Think about the man who lost everything. His business collapsed, his savings vanished, and his life fell apart. Most people would drown in despair, but he didn't. He looked at his failure not as a tragedy, but as a teacher. He realized his mind was his greatest asset, and no loss could take that from him. With that mindset, he rebuilt his life stronger than before. That is the power of detachment. When you stop identifying with your failures, you free yourself to rise beyond them. The reason many people never reach success is because of emotional turbulence. They start with passion, but the moment fear, doubt, or frustration appears, they give up. Those who master detachment don't. They understand emotions are temporary. They feel them, but they don't let them take control. They keep moving forward, focused, disciplined, unshaken. How to build emotional control. Training your mind to detach doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start controlling. You can still feel joy, sadness, and excitement, but you stay in charge. Your emotions serve you. You don't serve them. Start practicing in small moments. When someone insults you, don't react immediately. Pause. Observe how you feel. Ask yourself, does this really matter in my life? Most of the time, the answer is no. And when you choose not to react, you take away their power. True detachment also comes from having a clear sense of purpose. When your vision is strong, small distractions can't shake you. You understand your energy is precious, too valuable to waste on things that don't serve your growth. The world belongs to those who master themselves. The calmer you are, the more control you gain. While others panic, you think. While others react, you respond. And that calm control gives you an edge that few ever develop. True power is silent. Real strength isn't about shouting, fighting, or proving a point. It's about presence, a quiet power that commands respect without demanding it. When you master emotional detachment, you don't just survive life, you control it. You move with confidence, purpose, and peace. Mindful indifference, your hidden superpower. We've been conditioned to care too much about people's opinions, validation, and judgment. We're told that our worth depends on what others think of us. But true freedom begins when you realize most things simply don't matter. Next time you catch yourself overthinking, ask, will this matter in 5 years? If not, let it go. Most of what keeps you stressed, criticism, rejection, small mistakes, won't even matter a month from now. Yet we allow them to control our thoughts and emotions. Mastering mindful indifference gives you your power back. Because once you stop giving energy to what doesn't matter, you finally have energy for what truly does. When you reach this state, you become untouchable. No comment, no insult, no situation can shake you. You remain calm, clear, and focused, a true master of your emotions and your destiny. As Napoleon Hill said, self-mastery is the foundation of all success. When you master yourself, nothing outside of you can ever control you again. Stop seeking approval. Find strength within yourself. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring wisely. It's about knowing your energy is limited and choosing to spend it only on things that truly matter. Not every argument is worth your time. Not every opinion deserves your attention. When you stop reacting to every little inconvenience, you gain something powerful: control. You move from being emotionally reactive to being mentally strong and strategically calm. And that shift changes everything. Think about the people you admire most. They aren't constantly seeking approval or reacting to every challenge with emotion. They remain calm, focused, and sure of themselves. They know who they are, and because of that, they can't be easily manipulated. When you carry this same mindset, People begin to respect you more, not because you ask for it, but because your confidence demands it. Now imagine someone criticizes you unfairly. The weak will react instantly, defending, arguing, or explaining themselves. But the strong stay silent and composed. They understand one simple truth. Words only have power if you give them power. By not reacting, you protect your peace and your self-respect, and that quiet strength earns more respect than any angry response ever could. The same principle applies to success. Those who achieve greatness don't waste their energy on petty drama or outside opinions. They stay laser-focused on their purpose. They know that every minute spent worrying about what others think is a minute stolen from progress. So how do you build this level of calm confidence? Start by observing your reactions. The next time you feel anger, stress, or frustration rise up, pause. Ask yourself, is this really worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Then, practice letting go. Focus only on what truly moves your life forward, your purpose, your peace, and your growth. When you have a strong sense of self-worth, people's opinions lose their control over you. You become untouchable, not because you don't care, but because you've learned to care only about the right things. This is the secret that most people never discover. True power doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being free. It's found in your ability to walk away from negativity, to stay focused in a world full of noise, and to stand tall even when others doubt you. Remember, you don't need anyone's permission to believe in yourself. The world will always have critics, but those who follow their purpose, fearlessly and unapologetically, always rise above. Stop chasing approval. Approve of yourself. That's where real strength begins. Choose yourself and master the art of handling criticism. True freedom begins the moment you stop chasing validation from others. It's when you realize that your worth isn't something others get to decide. You stop asking for permission to be yourself. You stop filtering your words, your dreams, and your actions through the expectations of others. Instead, you begin to live boldly, with authenticity and unshakable purpose. Not everyone will understand you, and not everyone will support you. And that's perfectly fine. The people who truly matter will respect you not because you seek their approval, but because you don't need it. So, choose yourself. Stand tall in your beliefs, your values, and your vision. Let go of the constant need for others to validate your worth. When you accept yourself fully, you become untouchable, not because everyone approves of you, but because you no longer require approval to feel whole. And when you choose this path, you will face criticism, because it's inevitable. But how you handle that criticism will define your strength. Most people collapse under it. They take every harsh word personally, allowing it to control their thoughts, actions, and confidence. But the truth is, criticism is nothing more than noise, opinions often spoken by people who don't understand your journey. Here's the key. Criticism only has power if you let it. When you react emotionally, it controls you. But when you filter it through logic, you remain in control. The strongest individuals don't get shaken by criticism. They evaluate it calmly, take what's useful, and discard the rest. No drama, no emotional outburst. Just quiet focus on what truly matters. Understand that there are two kinds of criticism, constructive and destructive. Constructive criticism is valuable. It comes from people who care, those who want to see you grow and succeed. Accept this kind of feedback with humility. Destructive criticism, however, is meant to break your spirit. It often comes from jealousy, insecurity, or ignorance. These opinions are meaningless unless you allow them to influence your peace of mind. Imagine a sculptor working tirelessly on his masterpiece. As people walk by, some admire his work, some offer advice, and others mock him. Does he stop carving because of a few negative voices? No. He stays focused, guided by his vision. This is exactly how you must handle criticism. Listen to what's useful and ignore the rest. When someone criticizes you, pause. Ask yourself, does this person truly understand my path? Have they achieved what I'm trying to achieve? If yes, consider their words. If not, move on. Most criticism comes from people who have never walked your road. Their words reflect their limits, not yours. Criticism is a test of emotional resilience. Weak minds react with anger or self-doubt. Strong minds stay composed, processing feedback without losing focus. The great leaders, Thinkers and creators throughout history all face relentless criticism, yet they press forward. Their strength came from knowing that criticism is often the price of progress. If you want to develop that same power, practice detachment. The next time someone criticizes you, don't react instantly. Analyze it. If there's value, learn from it. If there's not, dismiss it with grace. Confidence doesn't come from other people's opinions. It comes from within. Remember this. The world will always have something to say. Some will praise you. Others will doubt you. But the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Real power lies in hearing criticism, evaluating it calmly, and moving forward without losing focus. So the next time someone tries to pull you down, stay calm. Learn if you can. Ignore if you must, but never let their noise define you. The strongest people don't fear criticism. They use it as fuel, or they simply rise above it. Keep your composure under pressure. Life will throw stress, failure, and doubt your way. But if you've trained your mind to remain calm under pressure, nothing can shake you. While others lose control in chaos, you move with precision, not reacting impulsively, but responding with clarity. Real strength isn't about controlling everything around you. It's about mastering yourself. When you stop needing things to go perfectly, you become unstoppable. When you accept that pressure is inevitable, you stop fearing it and start seeing it for what it really is, an opportunity to prove your composure. Think about the greatest leaders and the most unshakable people you know. They don't flinch when life tests them. They don't crumble when things fall apart. Instead, they radiate calmness, confidence, and control. People look at them and wonder, how does nothing shake them? The answer is simple. They've trained their minds to expect difficulty. They rehearse their reactions before challenges even appear. They understand that emotions cloud judgment, so they choose logic over panic. And that calm focus gives them an advantage that most people will never experience. To develop this level of control, you must first shift your perspective. See pressure not as a threat, but as a game, a test of your discipline. The next time stress rises, challenge yourself to stay composed. Observe your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. The more you practice this, the stronger your inner calm becomes. Preparation is another secret. The strongest individuals don't wait for pressure to appear. They train for it. They mentally rehearse the worst-case scenarios so that when life tests them, they are not surprised. They are ready. While most people rely on hope, the calm and prepared rely on discipline. Hope may comfort you, but discipline protects you. When pressure builds, remind yourself, this is my test. This is my moment to prove control. While others panic, you breathe. While others react, you calculate. And when the storm passes, you'll still be standing, untouched, unshaken, unbreakable. The power of silence. When you hold back your words, you force others to reveal themselves. The more they talk, the more they expose their thoughts, insecurities, and hidden intentions, while you remain a mystery. And in that mystery lies true power. Imagine yourself in a negotiation. The other person makes an offer and waits, expecting an instant reply. But instead of reacting, you pause. You let the silence stretch. Seconds pass, and suddenly the balance shifts. They begin to doubt themselves. They fill the silence with nervous chatter, offering better terms, making compromises, revealing their desperation. Why? Because silence creates tension, and tension creates leverage. This same principle applies everywhere, in conversations, arguments, and daily life. When someone insults you, stay silent. Most people expect anger, defense, or retaliation. When you give them nothing, they lose control. They start to question their own words, wondering if they had any effect at all. Your silence forces them to sit with their emotions instead of feeding on yours. Silence also sharpens your awareness. When you speak less, you see more. The hesitation in someone's tone, the flicker in their eyes, the nervous twitch in their hands. These small signals reveal truth that most people miss because they are too busy talking. The more you observe, the more control you gain. Silence turns you from a reactor into a strategist. There's a reason the most powerful individuals aren't the loudest in the room. They choose their words carefully. They understand that power doesn't come from speaking often. It comes from speaking wisely. A single well-timed sentence can carry more weight than 1,000 empty words. To cultivate this kind of quiet strength, practice restraint. In your next conversation, pause before responding. Listen with intent. Let others speak first. The less you say, the more people lean in, waiting for your words, valuing your perspective. Silence is also your greatest weapon in moments of high emotion. When you're angry, stay silent. When insulted, stay silent. When pressured for an immediate answer, delay it. The ability to hold your tongue when emotions are high is the ultimate demonstration of discipline, and discipline commands respect. Powerful people are not reactive. They are deliberate. They know that silence itself can be a response, that a single pause can shift the entire dynamic of an interaction. So the next time someone expects you to react, don't. Let them talk. Let them reveal themselves. Let your calmness unsettle them. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, the one who masters silence commands a room. Because silence isn't emptiness, it's control. Master silence, and you master yourself. When you hold back your words, you force others to reveal who they truly are. The more they talk, the more they expose their thoughts, their fears, and their hidden intentions. Meanwhile, you remain a mystery, and within that mystery lies real power. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The person across from you makes an offer and expects an instant reply. But instead of reacting, you stay calm and silent. The seconds stretch. They start feeling uneasy. They begin to talk more, adjusting their offer, adding better terms, trying to fill the silence. Why? Because silence creates tension, and tension creates leverage. The same rule applies in everyday life. The next time someone insults you, don't react. Most people expect anger, defense, or argument. But when you give them nothing, they lose control. Your silence makes them question themselves. It makes them face their own emotions instead of feeding on yours. Silence is also your greatest tool for awareness. When you talk less, you observe more. You notice hesitation in someone's tone, the nervous shift in their body, the mismatch between their words and their truth. Most people miss these details because they are too busy talking. But when you master silence, you become the strategist, collecting information without revealing a thing. That's why the most powerful people are rarely the loudest. They choose their words with care. They don't waste energy on empty talk. Speaking less doesn't mean knowing less. It means knowing more. To build this kind of silent power, start practicing restraint. The next time you're in a conversation, pause before replying. Listen deeply. Let others show who they are first. The less you say, the more powerful your words become when you finally speak. Silence is also your greatest strength during emotional storms. When you're angry, stay silent. When you're insulted, stay silent. When someone pressures you for an answer, wait. The ability to stay calm and quiet in intense moments shows incredible discipline. And discipline commands respect. Powerful people don't react emotionally. They don't let anger or fear control their tongue. They understand that silence is a response. A pause can speak louder than a sentence. In silence, you shift the power in your favor. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, the one who speaks the least often holds the most control. Master silence, and you master power. Train your mind to stay calm and unshakable. Your mind is your battlefield. The thoughts you allow in will decide whether you win or lose. Fear, doubt, hesitation, these are your enemies. But you have the power to defeat them. Strong people aren't those who never feel fear. They are the ones who don't let fear control their actions. To build an unshakable mind, you must train it daily, just like a muscle. Gratitude keeps negativity away. Discipline beats laziness. Detachment ends suffering. Every time you resist comfort, your mind grows stronger. Every time you pause before reacting, you build mental armor. Most people are slaves to emotion, reacting impulsively, quitting when frustrated, surrendering when challenged. But those who master their mind control everything. That's how warriors think. That's how leaders move. They walk through life steady, calm, and focused, no matter the chaos around them. Mental strength isn't built in big moments. It's built in small ones. Waking up early when you don't feel like it. Staying silent when you could argue. Staying focused when distractions call. These small choices create an unbreakable mind. The world will test you. People will doubt you. Life will try to shake you. But once you've trained your mind, nothing external can break your peace. You will move through the world with calm confidence and quiet power. When others ask how you stay so composed, you'll know the truth. You trained for this. You built this. And no one can take it away from you. Master the art of moving in silence. Real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't beg for attention. It acts and lets results speak. The loudest people often have the least strength. They talk big. They seek validation. They want to be noticed. But the strongest, they move quietly, strategically, and with precision. If you want respect, stop explaining your every move. Stop talking about your plans. Just work. Let your actions speak. The more you talk, the more doubt you invite. But when you move in silence, no one sees you coming. And by the time they do, it's too late. The great leaders, the powerful creators, the true winners, they don't waste energy proving themselves. They don't seek approval. They don't argue. They simply build, create, and dominate. Keep your ambitions private. Work relentlessly in silence. Let others wonder how you do it. The less they know, the more control you have. Silence is not weakness, it's strategy. When you finally speak, your words will carry weight. People will listen, not because you talk loudly, but because they know you don't waste your voice. While others chase attention, be the one who moves quietly, the one who builds in silence, the one who lets results roar louder than words. That is how power works. That is how success is earned. That is how Napoleon Hill would tell you to rise. Not with noise, but with calm, focused, unstoppable silence. Chase mastery while they focus on appearing successful. You focus on actually becoming successful. This is a difference between those who talk about doing great things and those who actually do them. If you feel the urge to explain your plans, resist it. If you feel the need to prove yourself, hold back. If you want to show the world your progress, let your results do it for you. The moment you stop feeding external validation, you will notice something. People will start paying attention. They will wonder how you did it. They will question how nothing ever seems to bother you, and that's when you'll know you truly master the game, not because you told the world, but because you showed it without saying a word.